Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, the 27th of May 2022, and it's 7:30 in the morning, and as usual I'm taking the mutt out. But today we're having a little break. We're actually going to Bruges in Belgium for our 7th wedding anniversary. Well, our anniversary was actually on Monday the 23rd, but we're going today on Friday. So we've got 4 days away, no kids, no work, and just play. So our neighbour Alan, who's a taxi driver, is taking us to the airport. So let's get on with it and let's get on this holiday. Now when you come out of the airport terminal, you need to turn left and you'll see there's a load of green buses. So you'll need to get a bus ticket. So you go to the little hut down at the bottom and buy your ticket. It'll cost you about €36 for 2 people. And if you're going to Bruges, you need to go over to this side of the car park to pick up the bus. And you can see it's all signposted. And it's going to take us about 2 hours and 20 minutes to get from the bus depot to the actual train station in Bruges. Now on these buses you get a toilet, which was quite handy. You also get somewhere to charge your mobile phone, and there's also free Wi-Fi on these buses, so they're really comfy. So for €36 for 2 people, it's a bit of a bargain. It's just another 2.5 hours. That's the only problem. So we just got to the coach station. We just had a 2 hour and 20 minute coach ride. And we've now got a 1.7 kilometre walk, which is going to take us about 20 minutes to the hotel. That's as long as Charlotte's sat nav or Google Maps tells us which way to go. Anyway, catch you when we get to the hotel. Now this is the hotel we're staying in. It's called the Hotel Duke Arches, and it's a 4-star hotel. And it has 39 rooms, which were actually renovated in February this year, 2022. So let's have a look in this nice 4-star hotel and find out exactly what our room looks like. So let's get on with it. So this is where we're staying, 302. Gotta make sure that, oh, it worked. So this is our room. Let's have a look at the bathroom. Well, quite a modern bathroom, but I think I'm going to have a job standing under that shower. And then this is our room. We've got a TV and a huge bed again. So not the biggest room we've ever stayed in, but it'll do for a few nights. So you can see it comes with its coffee machine. It also has a fridge, but we've got these dodgy beams in the room as well. So let's have a look out the window and look at the view of Bruges from our room. So you can see the main street here, and if we look back we can see the main square down that end. So we've just dumped our suitcases in the hotel and we've come out for something to eat, and we're actually at a lovely spot, Market Square. You can see there, what's that building called, Alan? And thing there you can see is the Palace of Liberty. We've got a great spot for something to eat. All we need to do now is get the food. I already like Belgium a lot. You get lots of bread that's brought to your table. My latte doesn't just get a little biscuit, it gets a cake as well. How cool is that? So behind me is the City Hall of Bruges, which was started in 1376 and took 45 years to build. Slow builders then, weren't they? Anyway, Lord Mayor still works from there along with the local government. So I suppose not a bad place to go to work every morning. So that's City Hall of Bruges. Bruges was founded on this very spot in 1865 to 1875. The Palace of Liberty was built in the French classic late Baroque style. A complete lesson in the history of Flemish building arts from the 12th till the 20th century are all in this square. The name Bruges derives from the Latin name of Burgus, which means fortified place. When you're on holiday, you've got to look at the plumbing. So, off the roof, down it comes, nice big trap, and God knows where it goes, but wow. Morning everybody, welcome to day 2 or our first full day in Bruges. Look at this corridor with these beams here. Would this happen in the UK? Not a chance. People will be claiming left, right and centre for these beams. I've never seen anything like it. So there's no beams on that one, on that new side of it. But we've got some nice new lifts here. So let's get the lift and let's get downstairs to get the breakfast. So if we come into the main foyer, we've got a nice staircase here. Let's have a quick look up here. So I could have come down here instead of going down in the lift. But I wanted to go in the lift. Nice big windows. And we are actually on the 3rd floor, so I'd have to go up a few more stairs to get there. Anyway, let's get into the dining room and get some breakfast. So as we come back into the reception, there is a bar. And a nice lounge for lounging about. And then through here is the dining room. Nice fireplace, what was, I think. Anyway, get some brekkie. I don't normally do breakfast, but who can resist a full English? Or is it a full Belgium here? Anyway. So it's Saturday. So we're up bright and early this morning. We've had our breakfast. And we're off to see if we can get on the boats and go for a trip round the canal bit. Go on then. Let's get on with it. This is the company we used for the cruise, Butex Cruises. And I would definitely recommend them if you want to do the boat cruise, and you'll find out that from the video.
It's more relaxed here. It's too crowded there for me. Naze, we zijn ermee weg. Het is hier een beetje rustig hier. It's an old river that we are using actually, the Ryanair Rochia. Old Celtic words means sacred water. De l'eau sacrée, selon les légendes celtes, cette rivière signifierait eau sacrée, Ryanair. De mensen hier in die huizen die aan het fietsen naar huis. The hospital the apartment on the right hand side. Started from the Brugge Airport corner and had along to the old St. John's Hospital. One century, it's one of the oldest buildings. It became too old for modern medicine, and so now it houses an old pharmacy, museum of the hospital, and also temporary art exhibition and a museum of the painter Hans Lemming. A German painter who was a patient in the 16th century. He was there from the old hospital. If you want to have a drink of that, do it today because tomorrow it's closed. Strada Madrid di Bruge, sono deux blondes, deux rouges. D'abord, on va passer le petit pont ici qui est très bas, donc faites très attention pour les toilettes. Be very careful. If you stand up now, you're going to feel the bridge, definitely. Could be a little guillotine. Aïe 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 aïe. The pagan age here on the right-hand side. It's very famous in Bruges. It's a little safe haven of tranquility. Still occupied by Benedictines and single ladies. They all live together on these beautiful white houses around the courtyard. Open day until 6. I'm not going to tackle those bridges, don't worry, not crazy. The lock house separates us from the Lake of Love on the other side, 1 meter high. Le lac d'amour, de l'autre côté des écluses. On va pas passer en dessous. Het Middenwater, het liefdesmeer, dat is aan de overkant. 1 meter hoog, daarom zijn die sluisnormen allemaal netjes te regelen. Maar geen getijden hier, je hebt een grote Canal. An old brewery, half mil, half a maan. Still brewing the Brugse Zot and the Strabbe Hendrik. Ik vind dat zo ambetant als dat vervangen, die voorrangsregels, een paar jaar terug. Dat is heel veel te snel gestopt. Als ik kijk naar overal zo zeker, de regels worden altijd opgemaakt door bureaucraten die waarschijnlijk nog niet op hun voet gezien. Vroeger was dat heel anders. Eigenlijk al vroeger was het een normale manier. Stroom afwaarts, zoals ik altijd gedaan heb in de vaartstoel. Pas de bateau privé si c'est pas comme en Venise en fait. On n'a pas de... C'est pas interdit, il y a un bateau qui fait dans l'autre côté. C'est notre conteneur. Il y a 5 embarcadores différents. So there are 5 different stations for boat tours and that's it. And these canals here that are dedicated for boat tours. No private boats are allowed here. So the people are living in these residential houses there. They have cars and bicycles and shoes. But they don't have boats. It's none of it. But you know, it's the best way to move around in the city. Walking or by bicycle. Waffles and chocolates everywhere. Waffeltjes, chocolade dan natuurlijk overal hier in Bruge, dus misschien wel een beetje te goed. Dat is een beetje. Lekker waffeltje met slagroom en alcohol. Oh, hier die huisjes. Moet jullie niet vertellen dat dat hier geen sociale woningen zijn? Yeah, residential houses, but I can assure you, I have to break the bank not to win the lottery to buy them. Quite expensive. Surely the last couple of years the prices are rising sky high. You pay the view, that's how it is. Well, straight behind the red brick house here on the left you will have a stunning view of the Church of Our Lady. Highest brick tower, 115 meters. Sarcasm. Dus de Bonifacius. The Bridge of Love here, the Saint Bonifacius. The pictures of the Bridge of Bonifacius. Boniface, on de l'amour de la Bruge. Un joli musée d'art, d'antiquité et d'histoire brugeoise maintenant, le palais Grutuse, tout ça ici. Het was het nederig stulpje van de heren van Grutuse in de 15e eeuw en nu is het een museum van kunst en antiek. Het Grutuse Museum, the Grutuse House, the Grutuse Museum belonged to the lords of Grutuse. And now actually it's a museum of art and taken history of Bruges. That's a little flea market every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Wow, yesterday they were here as well. Flea market, all merchants. But it's not that you can empty your garage and set it on the table. It's all merchants here. It's all merchants. See here from the corner of the Rosary Quay, the old harbour of Salt, and take beautiful pictures of the most photographed view of the city actually, straight behind the massive Weeping Beach. You'll see the bell tower, the most iconic view. Belfry, the bell tower, is a medieval watchtower, it's not a church. Le quai des Rosaires, de là sur le coin, vous avez cette vue aussi, hein, la même que vous avez maintenant dans mon bateau. On a vu ici avec la tour d'Effroi, une tour de garde d'antan. Problème, là. Ja, you know. Maar ja, maar die andere boot steekt me voorbij en ik word aan de kant geduwd door zijn schroef. Yeah, I was pushed away because he's crossing me. You don't have to cross me. And I'm pushed on the sides. It's always a race here. I really don't know why they're always in a hurry crossing each other. You know, Top Gun is in the theaters and it's not on the canals. Turbojets. Oh, another turbojet coming up behind us. You hear the engine. And the fish market of the city, the vissersmarkt te vieren. Het is niet van Brugge. En je poisson, c'est ici, pour le côté droit. Yeah, all that you see here, that's still authentic, you know. This city was never going to war, never destroyed, Spain, not Taiwan. They were occupied, but never bombed. Yeah. Kleine hotshuisjes hier, een beetje verder aan de rechterkant, en dat waren eigenlijk wel sociale woningen, vroeger. Hotshuisjes van de Pelikaan, armenmanshuisjes, hier in middel 18, met die rode vensters. See the red windows here on the right hand side, the almshouses of the Pelican. Almshouses a long time ago were social housing and charity houses. There's another view. On the side and do something else. Cheap 50, yeah, 750,000 euros. And then you can also watch the races here on Canal. Step-building houses, step-stones, 16th, 17th century, just like in Holland. Typical style here as well. Step-building houses. 17e eeuw. Dat was eigenlijk de gouden eeuw van Brugge. Medieval port here, see? The old quays on the side, the docks. The statue there is a painter, Jan Barek. And also the Burger's Lodge, that was the business house of the port. Business house, kind of a trading spot for rich people and merchants. Het is echt grappig vandaag. Het is al we zijn nog maar morgen en iedereen steekt me nog op. Wat gaat dat zijn en dan weer? Ja, altijd die, dat is symbolisch voor niet doen. De staan doen, dat stukje zo, dat heel laag in de water staan, dat heel van element. Dat zou je als symbolisch gebruiken. On les couvrait dans le temps, au 16-17e siècle, pour éviter de payer les taxes sur les fenêtres. Comme en France, hein. Pour plus de fenêtres, plus de taxes, hein. On avait à payer dans le temps, c'est au 18-19e. See, in the 18th and the 19th century, here in Belgium, France and England, we all had to pay window taxes. So the more windows you have, the more taxes you pay. And that's the reason why they are built up with a wall, daylight robbery. Huh? So, ze stalen ze stelen eigenlijk het daglicht tegen, letterlijk. Want eigenlijk moest je belasting betalen op het aantal vensters dat je hebt. Je venstertax, it has to stay like it is, it has to stay original. And just like I told you, it's an open air design. The city was always really well preserved, and since 2000 the UNESCO and the whole medieval part of Bruge is listed. Right? So they have very strict standards now. Even color-wise and material that you can use. The blue line, the white and red stripes, that's our flag. Beautiful place, dude. Flag of Bruge. And the old court of justice here of the towers, right behind the city hall. It's right behind the May Bridge. This is dan eigenlijk gezien hebt tegen de kant van. We zijn ook het geweest in die film in Bruge met Colin Farrell en Brennan Gleeson. De thrillers die gebruikt werd in Brugge. Many locations that we saw during the tour were used in that dark comedy thriller in Bruge with Colin Farrell and Brennan Gleeson. Like the bell tower, the hotel there with the roof in Bruge. It's a good movie. The dark comedy thriller. So for you as well, thanks a lot for your attention and also for staying on board to my ship for half an hour. But like you see, slowly but surely we're also navigating towards the quays where we started, so now it's almost time to say goodbye for the daytime flights. Hope you enjoyed it and also appreciated the commentary, and those who are, don't forget to guide when you step out. It's been a small custom Bruge as well to leave the guide a tip of a small gratitude. Work is always much appreciated. Thank you, and I wish you a cracking good day. Cheers. And be very careful for the step when you get out. Take your time.
It's the morning after, the night before, when Liverpool lost the European Cup. But I don't care, because it's raining and I'm going for my breakfast after dodging the posts. How come when I try and do intros, the bells always start ringing? The bells, it's my bells. That's the wrong place. Anyway, welcome to day 3. Our final full day here in Bruges. And today, because it's cold, and it has been raining all morning, we're going to do a tour around the place in a bus. Because we like to do the bus tours of wherever we go. Anyway, it's this way, not that way. So let's get on with it. Here's our bus. €20 each. And it lasts an hour. So, let's get on. As you can see, you get an absolutely cracking view from inside the bus. And if it wasn't raining, then this roof and these windows would actually all pull backwards, so you get even better view. And as you get on the bus, you get a set of headphones, and you plug the headphones in and choose the channel for the language which you want to listen to. I wish I could have listened to the French one and understood it, but I couldn't. So I had to listen to number 4. My wife wouldn't sit with me. She said I was too big to look round to see through the window, so she sat behind me. So we finished our tour on the bus. So my advice would be, do it first, because we've already seen everything what the bus took, well, virtually everything what the bus took us to see. Every time you start, anyway. So yeah, you don't really need to go on the tour on the bus if you've got a good set of legs and you can walk around, or you can get a bike, or you can do the walking tours. Is it any good? Is it worth the 20 quid? If you can't get about, then yeah. For me, I don't think it was worth the 20 euros, because we'd already seen everything and they didn't really tell us much more than we already know. For the canals, for me, you've got to do the canal trip, but if you can walk about like we have for the last 2.5 days, then the trip on the bus isn't needed. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's go and get a brew now, because I've got a gob like Gandhi's flip-flop. Now behind me is probably the most famous part of Bruges, which is the market square. Now if you lived here in the medieval times, you could come here and watch a bit of jousting. You could be seeing a witch being burnt at the stake, somebody being hung, someone having their head chopped off, or even somebody who's robbed your garden shed having their hands cut off. So in the medieval times, it was probably a bit more fun than it is today. Anyway, the building behind me here is the bell tower, and this is what you can hear ringing all the time. And if you look at it, it actually leans 1.2 metres to the left. Can you see that? Now this tower is 83 metres high, and I've got 366 steps to run up. So, let's get running. And we've finally made it to the top. There were 48 bells in here at the end of the 19th century, but today the bells are 47 of them, and they weigh 27.5 tons. Anyway, the square was renovated in 1996 to the state it is today, and it's well worth a visit if you want something to eat or drink, because the whole square is surrounded by little bars and restaurants. So make sure you come to the square when you visit Bruges. So I haven't seen many boiler flues while I've been here, but everyone I've seen seems to be installed wrong. I guess I need to do Tomcat International. Now this square used to be the old tanning square and fish market, so I guess this has always had a smelly past. So for our last meal here in Bruges, we're actually back in the old tannery fish market for the poor, and we're cooking our own tea. So we're having beef ribs cooked on a very hot stove with onions, mushrooms, and obviously we've got the Belgian fries because we're not French fries here, and we've got to cook all that. So the meat's looking good. So we just finished eating at Mozart's, our favourite restaurant here in Bruges. But one place I won't tell you not to go is this one here. Everywhere we've gone in Bruges, the people have been amazing, the waiters have been amazing, except at this place. They were bloody awful. But all of them can't be fantastic, can they? So we need to go to the canal now and walk off all that meat and 2 big bowls of chips. I've got to make room for my apple pie because I've got to have apple pie before I leave Bruges. So, as mentioned previously, my apple pie. So bar breakfast tomorrow, last thing I'm eating in Bruges. Let's get on with it.
Just look at him. Can't even bear to leave a packet of crisps in the hotel room. As we might say to Rosie, doggy disgrace.
Do you think cycling is big here? I think so. Everywhere you look, there's bikes. I'd never find mine. So we've just completed our half-an-hour walk from the hotel back to the train station where the bus is picking us up. Now, if you are flying to Bruges with Ryanair, you could see how easy the tickets were to get at the airport. And you just get a bus and it brings you straight to the train station, and it's an half-an-hour walk into the centre of Bruges. Now, when you're coming back, slightly different. You have to order them online, so just be aware of that. And you can order them before you actually set off, we found out, but it's a faff. So hopefully when we come to get on the bus at 11 o'clock, we will accept our tickets. But it is straightforward. We were panicking when we were setting off because it was like, how do we get from the airport, because it's so far away? But it's a 2.5 hour bus drive, drops you off at the train station, and then it's a half-an-hour walk into the centre. So pretty straightforward. So just bear that in mind if you're coming to stay in Bruges and you're flying with Ryanair. Now, let's finish off by summing up of what we think about Bruges. It's a stunningly beautiful town. My wife says it looks like a film set, it doesn't look real. And it doesn't. When you look at the houses, they date back 400, 500, 600 years. It's incredible. So the boat trips, are they worth it? Oh, definitely. You've got to do the boat trip. And you've got to use the company who we use, because our captain, I think he's a captain anyway, the guy steering the boat, he took his time, he explained everything in different languages. He was amazing. And the other ones we saw, they were just zooming around all the time, going as fast as they could. And it's just rubbish. But the one we did was amazing. Then the bus trip, if you're going to do the bus trip, like I say, do it right at the very beginning, because we walked everywhere and you see everything. So do the bus trip first, and then you can see where you need to go. You can hire bicycles, as you've seen. There's thousands, millions of bicycles around here. So if you're not fantastic at walking, but you're all right on a bike, you could do that. Now, one of the ways around Bruges I never mentioned was the horse and carriage rides. Bit pricey, €60, and it lasts about 35 minutes. So if you're on a budget, it isn't probably a must to do. But if you don't mind the price, it is a relaxing way to travel around the inner medieval city of Bruges. But we just loved walking around, and it was well worth the trip. So I'm so glad we came here for our anniversary. It was absolutely amazing. We put it up there with Berlin when we went to Berlin for our very first wedding anniversary. This is just as special. So all we've got to do now is get home. So I wish we could get on with it, but we can't now. We've got half an hour wait for the bus to turn up at 11 o'clock. I've just seen the video my lovely wife has just made of me carrying the crisps. the hotel to the bus stop. Look at her, sat there, reading a book on a phone, eating crisps. And no, that's not what you think it is in that bottle. That's actually wine. So now he was a doggy disgrace. So our final meal while we're away, we're in the airport now waiting to fly off. We've just ordered Burger King. Bearing in mind, both of us are over 50, just bear that in mind. And this is the order, what's just come. It's just cost Charlotte 51 quid in Burger King. We've got 3 burgers, 3 drinks, and a load of chips. Anyway, see how many I can eat.